Mark, you have Juniata roots too, don't you?
Yeah, I do. When I started, I was part-time at Penn State. Larry Bach had asked me if I could spend some time with the women's team, and that was in fall of '89. I think Larry paid me $1,000. I was going over to 26 daily through the fall. So, and met my wife there. Heather was three-time All-American at Juniata. Now she's the head coach of the Juniata women's team.
Maddie, I think you're in the spot.
Yeah, we qualified Saturday.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, USA qualified for the Olympics, USA men's volleyball. Maddie Anderson, 2008 graduate, is starting outside hitter. Max Holt is on that roster. So is Will Price. So when they make their final cut from 12, or down to 12 from the 19 of the roster, I have no doubt Maddie's going to be there. So we're going to have a Nittany Lion in London in a couple of months.
Just so we have this straight, you're the leaf. You said you're a garnish?
Leek.
You're a garnish?
I'm a garnish.
That's, so where'd you come up with Brussels sprouts?
I don't know, it's the first thing that popped into my mind.
Well, Guy and Mark, have you done something like this before, and sort of what are your expectations as you go on your leg of this trip?
I've never done anything like this before. I have none. I think, like all of us, we expect Penn State, so we expect to see the passion. A lot of people, it's such far-reaching, so I expect that. But I'm also looking forward to getting to know some of the coaches a little better. Pav has been. I mean, we go to lunch, we talk about some things. I've learned a lot about Penn State and just coaching philosophy as well. So I'm looking forward to that aspect of it.
Second, what Guy says, I just think anytime, Bill said it so well, we have such a great athletic department, so many coaches that have been in so many different situations. There's no one real way to coach. I think one of the things that I wish we could do more of is just get to hang out together without having to manufacture and engineer everything to meet our schedules. But that's exactly what I'm looking forward to, seeing how we can integrate some football thinking to men's volleyball and how we can integrate some hockey thinking to men's volleyball. It'll be fun.
Mark, as someone who's been at the school for a long time, when everything happened in November, how do you think Bill's handled everything with all the public appearances, the way he's just handled everything since he got here?
The biggest compliment I can give him right now, Corey, is he's handled it exactly as you would want a Penn Stater to handle it. I can't think of a better person for carrying on, moving forward, because everything's got to go forward. It's never going to stop. And the worst thing you can do is sit down and worry about things. And I think Bill, from everything that I've seen, from the chances we've had to talk, the biggest compliment I can give him is that he's handled it exactly as a Penn Stater should.
Coach O'Brien, this is what you're the veteran of this group now for the Caravan. It was your 13th stop, you
13.
said? Have you, how much do you tweak your presentations, your speeches? How much time do you put into that before each
Try to prepare every weekend, just look at where we're headed the next week, and depending on where we are, try to tweak it to that crowd. You know, if we're in New York City, the message might be a little bit different than when we're in Altoona. Things like that.
How much fun has it been?
How much fun? It's been a blast. It's been fun to meet so many people. It's been great to be around the different coaches, and we've had a lot of laughs on the bus. And it's really, to me, there's been a lot of bonding, between other coaches and myself, and John and Roger and Michelle and Nikki, and then to get out and meet the people. For me personally, to see the turnouts is really a pretty neat thing.
Would you say that there's been bonding with the fans? I mean, you get around and meet everybody at every table. What's that like?
Yeah, it's quick, Corey, you know what I mean? So I don't know how much you get a chance to bond, but you definitely get a chance to meet a lot of people, and they tell you. What's incredible to me is, I've owned season tickets since I was, 12 years old, my dad brought me to the games, you know, and somebody who's now 80 years old. So, you know, just there's so many fans like that. That's what's been neat for me to see the people in the history of their own history with the program. It's pretty cool. And then there's been Letterman at every stop, and that's been really nice to meet those guys. Like Mike Irwin was here today, who was Joe's first captain. I love the history of college football, especially as it relates to Coach Paterno and Penn State. So, you know, that's been a pretty nice part of this caravan.